Voice of Indonesia. Dari Indonesia untuk dunia.
VOA listeners and RRI Net viewers, have you ever seen an art performance in which the performers imitate an activity by using a body movement and facial expressions? If you have, you must know that it's called pantomime. Just like in the video that you just watched, a pantomime performance by Bambie, a mime theater group from the Netherlands that will perform here in 3 cities in Indonesia. And one of the actors already here in our studio, Voice of Indonesia, namely Johan Stadenater.
Yeah.
Hello, goedemiddag.
Goedemiddag.
Am I right?
Yes, goedemiddag, yes.
How are you today?
I'm very fine. I have a little jet lag still, but we already built our set in the theater, and I'm very happy to be here in Indonesia, in Jakarta.
Thank God. So, no more jet lag.
No more jet lag, no.
Okay, Johan, welcome to Jakarta, welcome to Indonesia, and to Voice of Indonesia as
Thank
well.
you.
So, like what I told the listeners and viewers, that you will have live performance
Yes.
entitled Bambie Zero.
Yes.
So, what is it all about? What that you will convey in the performance?
Well, it's difficult to tell because the performance you should see and difficult to tell about. Well, it's a tragic comic performance. So there's comedy and there's sadness, and maybe it's also the comical side of sadness or of tragedy that you will see. And for us, it's also about looking at the world, understanding the human condition in the world, and it's quite funny, yeah.
Okay, so here is stated that the performance is a physical and philosophical slapstick
Yes.
about sadness and beauty of
Yes.
failure. So those are like two contradictory things, sadness and beauty. So what does it mean?
What does it mean? Well, I think contradictions, like in real life, you want to be in balance, you want to have a normal life and live good, while you don't want to have too many contradictions. While on stage, you want contradictions, you want problems, and you want beauty and sadness, and if you have a contradiction, you can play it very. It's nice to play contradictions, if you understand, or no, or if I not if you understand, if I make myself clear correctly. And basically, this play is loosely based upon a book from Gustave Flaubert. It's called Bouvard et Pécuchet. It's a French novel from 150 years ago. And in this novel, there's two men who are meeting each other, and they try to do different professions in this book. Because they go out of the city and they try to be farmers, but it doesn't work. They cannot. It's difficult because the crops don't grow, and then they try to be like doctors, but they are not educated well enough. So they try to live the life in many different ways, and it's very funny, this book. And from that, we started to make our own play. And so basically, this performance is very much about, it's a very philosophical performance about two men meeting each other and looking at life, looking at themselves, at each other. What is craziness is a very big question in this performance. But for an instance, if you talk about the philosophical side of it, there's one moment that one of the actors plays an island. So we use a plant, and I put him around it, and he's an island, and then I'm sitting on top of him, just sitting, and I'm on the island, and then he starts to talk to me, but I don't want him to talk to me because it distracts my being alone on my island, you know.
Okay.
And then later I step off his back, and then I ask him how does it feel to be uninhabited, you know.
Okay.
So it asks uninhabited is that there's an island and there's no people on it, but as a person you can be uninhabited too, you know. That's a philosophical and poetic meanings are in this play. I don't know.
But it will be presented in an entertaining way, despite the very deep meaning.
Well, that's what we as a Bambie group,
Yeah.
Bambie Theatre Group, do. We tend to choose subjects that we find very fascinating and interesting, sometimes heavy subjects, but we present them in a very energetic or entertaining way. So we use the laughter. We make people laugh. We try to, at least. We hope it will work the same here as in Holland. And through that laughter, we can, like for instance, if people laugh, what happens with the body? They go forward. So if you make a joke, I go, so I'm closer to you. So if we make them laugh, they are close to us. So, and when they are close to us, we can reach them, we can touch them. You know, it's like this is basically how it works for us. So it's very entertaining. Yes.
So the audience, so how the audience usually or spectators understand the story or the message, since it is delivered through body's movement or pantomime.
Well, we tend to, as a Bambie group, we never work out of a story play. We create it ourselves, and actually our performances are never really stories. It's like it's very behavioral science, you could see. It's behaviors, and we try to make pictures for the, you know, like images or things that we do, and that they have always multiple meaning. So the people have to interpret what they see, and for that person it goes about this, and for that person it goes about that. So there's not really a story, although people make their own story, you could say. Yeah. If there's a story, it's about two people really meeting, you know, on all levels. That's the story. Yeah.
Okay, so you will be performing in Jakarta on July 8th.
Yes.
Right. But besides, you also will perform in Yogyakarta and Makassar in Sulawesi.
Yeah.
Any special reason to choose these three cities?
Well, not for no. This whole program has started with the Erasmus House and with the embassy, and actually they asked us to play here, and we are very keen on playing and also on teaching. We are also going to give workshop to young actors, and actually they chose the cities where to play.
Oh, I
So it
see.
was not our choice where to play. No.
Okay.
No.
So the presence of Bambie in Indonesia
Yes.
also part of cultural exchange between the two countries. What do
Yes.
you think?
Well, I'm very glad that we can perform this play here, and I hope it will reach the audience like it has done in Holland and in other countries. Um, and for the exchange, I'm very keen on giving workshops also to meet young actors here, actresses and actors, to talk about the life here and how it is to play and what they do and what they perform and what they want. So I'm very curious to these these gatherings, you could say.
Okay.
Yeah.
And Eddie plan to collaborate with Indonesian pantomime actors
Well,
as well.
that's a funny thing that you say, because you use the word pantomime,
Yes.
but we, as in Holland,
Huh?
there's a very big difference between mime or modern
Oh,
mime
I
and
see.
pantomime. Like, for instance, the pantomime and modern mime uses the same techniques, but within pantomime you play that there's a glass and you drink it and there's a wall and with mime it's much wider. You can tell many more things.
I see.
So it's much more about telling if I sit like this to you, or if I sit like this, or if I sit like this, I'm more sad. If I sit like this, I'm more happy or strong. Or all these things in the body, how you can move your body and how you can tell things
Yeah.
with the body. That's what we do actually. But what was your question again?
Eddie plan to collaborate with Indonesian mime actors.
Well, I don't know yet. Well, I want to. That's what I said. Like I hope to be able to meet fellow actors and actresses and theater makers here. So maybe we could do a collaboration. I would love to. Yes.
Hopefully.
Yes.
And how about your opinion or your view about the millennial generation's interest in mime theater performance?
Well, that's for me difficult to see or to say about Indonesia, because I've been here once 10 years ago in Bali, only Bali, but that was holiday.
10
like
years
many
ago.
Yeah. So I don't know so much. If you talk about Holland, there's a lot of interest from young people into mime and modern mime and modern theater. So there's a lot of interest. Yeah,
Lot.
that's very nice to see.
Keeps growing.
It keeps growing, and it's of course we are like a cult group in Holland as well. We are like in a niche, you know. And we are famous we have a very strong audience, and that grows slowly, but it's not like we are world famous or something in Holland, you know. But that's really the people who love this kind of absurdistic, physical theater. Yeah.
Okay. And Bambie itself has been existing for 25 years old.
Yeah, almost 27. Yeah. Yeah.
Almost 27.
Yeah.
So what makes it be able to exist for that long? Any special recipe?
Well, you just have to continue, even if there's no. In the beginning, we worked with almost no money, but we kept on going, and I think we worked for many, many years, and then suddenly it was finished. So we stopped for a couple of years, 3, 4 years, and we wrote a book then, that time, and then we decided let's continue again. So you have to continue always, and look at the world and what do you want to make, what do you want to see, what does excite you, and try to make work about that, and also take time off if necessary.
Okay, that's also important.
Yes.
So, what would you like to convey to Voice of Indonesia listeners and viewers regarding understanding, tolerance, and respect in society through cultural or artistic products, including mime?
Well, I think it's a difficult one. Of course, all the normal things you could say, like people to be open, to try to understand each other, to listen to each other, to make a good living, and not go over the heads of other people. And through our show, I think to understand a bit more about. Because what I told you in the beginning of this interview, this show is also about being crazy or craziness, or how do you view the world. And sometimes you can get crazy, and it tries to tell something about, the way going there. You would say, and I hope there's a bit more understanding for that. Yeah.
Okay, so now Joachim, do you mind showing us a bit of miming? Any
Any
any kind of message you would like to convey to our listeners or viewers through
through mime.
miming, through mime?
Well, they can see us.
Yes, sure.
Well, I could, maybe I could tell you something about what mime,
Okay.
what mime is. We cannot stand here. If you see, do you see it? No. But then we don't have the microphones.
Okay.
Okay. Well, there's certain techniques in the mime. One of the techniques is triple dessin, the triple design.
Triple design.
Yes, triple design. And it's a physical movement. So if I sit here next to you, you come a bit closer.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. For instance, the triple dessin is this movement and this movement. So you say no and you say yes, and you have this one, like this. Yeah. But the same counts for this. This is no, and this is yes. You say,
Okay.
and this is the other one. You see, but if you put them triple on each other, so I go right, forward. You see, or I go the other way, left, backward. It's the opposite. You know, right, forward, or left, backward is the opposite. It's the same with this, right, forward, or left, backward. If I am talking to you,
Yeah.
and I position myself right, forward, right, forward. And if I do the same with my head, right, forward, like this, I'm asking something of you. You feel what it does towards you, because I go, oh, can I have a candy or something? Or a child will go like this, Mama, can I have a candy? You know, like this. If I do this, the opposite, left, backward, you see, I'm opposing you. You see, I don't, and if I do the same with my head, left, backwards, even more. I don't trust you. You know, it's like this. That's what my body tells you. So I don't have to play that in my face. It's like, and the funny thing about mime is, you could say, I could do both at the same time. So I could go right, forward. My heart says yes, but my mind, left, backward, says no. So I want to, but I don't trust.
Wow.
Or you could say, but I want to. It's like here I'm right, forward, but my heart says no. I want to, but I said. So within the body, you can tell things.
A lot of things.
A lot of things, yes, because it's about saying yes or no, or close or distant, and through this body movement, I don't have to explain it through my face. You know, that's what mime is actually basically. I can try to explain everything through my face, or I have to talk. Then I have to say I want to be close to you, or I can just move like this, and then I say the same, or I want to be distance of you. Like I can tell that with my body. That's a
Wow,
basic thing about mime. You would say.
So excited, so curious to see Bambie's performance then.
Yes.
So I can interpret the meaning of everybody movement.
Yes, very good.
Hopefully, me and the audience can interpret it well. So, for final statement, could you say something to our listeners and viewers to to watch your show in Jakarta, Yogyakarta, and Makassar? Please,
Well,
camera. that
This one or this one? In the middle?
In the middle, yes.
Okay. Well, I hope that you will all come that many people will come to see our shows. And maybe we can have a talk after the show. And I'm curious what you think of it, if you like it or if you don't like it. All is good. Yeah. And have a good day.
Okay, VOI listeners and viewers, once again, do not miss Bambie Zero show. The first show will be in Jakarta on July 8th. Or for more details, just go to the Instagram account of Erasmus, who is _Jakarta. All right, Johan Stevenators, thank you
you.
so much for coming here to Voice of Indonesia, and good luck for the performance.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Okay, VOI listeners and RRI Net viewers, stay tuned for more interesting and insightful interviews only on Voice of Indonesia, from Indonesia to the world.
Voice of Indonesia, dari Indonesia untuk dunia.